fairly itu okay tadi, and then quiet itu agak okay, and then rather pretty lumayan okay, and then the most good thing is very okay, sangat okay. As you can see in the example, he speaks English very well. Tapi lihat dong di sampingnya. So let's translate. Dia berbahasa Inggris, dia ngomong Inggrisnya okay sih. So fairly still like, but he needs to improve. Tapi dia perlu belajar lagi, perlu koreksi lagi di Inggrisnya. Okay? The story is quite good. Ceritanya agak lumayan okay sih. I recommend it. So because for me it's okay. Makanya menurut aku okay nih. I recommend it. It's still positive, right? And then she is rather nice. Nicer than I expected. So rather here menyatakan kalau itu tuh lebih dari bagus. Like more than agak. Lumayan. Aku tuh like here nicer than I expected. Berarti lebih bagus lagi. It's lebih bagus, setingkat lebih bagus dari baik hati. And then he looks pretty smart for the wedding. As you can see, rather and pretty sama-sama lumayan. Okay? But pretty is just in a more informal way than rather. Jadi kalau kalimat sehari-hari bisa lah pakai pretty, but rather now, but you can't use pretty in a formal way. Jadi kalau misalnya mau nulis cerita, let's say in novel you can't use pretty, but kalau mau menulis skripsi or karya ilmiah, no, you can't use pretty. You use rather. Okay? The next one is time clause introduced by Ryan. I think we already talked about it also last week, but let's just have a reminder, a little bit reminder. So this is a clause of time. You have the list there, but we just focus on when. Okay, time clauses, which are type adverb clause yang focus on time, show a chronological time relationship between two actions within a single sentence. Jadi time clause itu biasanya kita gunakan untuk memisahkan dua kejadian. Jadi di tengah-tengahnya atau di depannya kita we use when I was a kid. No, let's say another example. When I was watching a movie, my brother playing football outside. So you see, there's two different action. Ada dua action yang sedang berlangsung, tapi kita we separate that, kita pisahkan, kita bedakan kejadian itu dengan menggunakan time clause. Okay? Now, indefinite article. Kalau kemarin tuh kita bahasnya definite article, now we move on to indefinite article. Well, it's just like an apple, a car, a music. What else? Just simply what you put in the front of the noun. A book. You can't use a book because itu A digunakan untuk kata benda yang berawalan huruf konsonan, huruf mati. So you guys know what is vocal alphabet. Jadi huruf vokal itu ada A, I, U, E, O. Nah, selain dari A, I, U, E, O itu berarti konsonan, huruf mati. So that's just the difference. Jadi itu aja bedanya. You use N di depan kalimat yang berawalan huruf vokal, and then A yang consonant. Thank you. And the imperative. So imperative is a form with the verb without object, And then imperative, we call it in bahasa. Di bahasa Indonesia itu kita bilang imperatif itu kalimat perintah. So this is the example, like open the door. So biasanya kalimat perintah itu nggak ada subjeknya. Like, ya namanya kita merintahin sesuatu ya, merintahin orang. Buka dong pintunya. Kalau misalnya kita pakai lengkap-lengkapnya like verb or some the subject, it's just more complicated. Like, I want you to open the door. Come on, it's a waste of time. Saya mau kamu buka pintu dong. It's, how to say, sounds weird, kedengaran aneh. But it just can't simply, well, you can't use that as an imperative, but it usually don't. Tapi biasanya tuh nggak digunakan subject, but you still can't use that. It's not a wrong way. It just nggak salah, tapi nggak banyak yang pakai itu. Because when you just want people to do something to you, it's, you tend to make it simple. Jadi kalau mau nyuruh orang ngelakuin sesuatu tuh kita biasanya simple aja. Bukain pintu dong, kasihin ini ke dia dong, something like that. And we use imperative for, as you can see there, for orders. Jadi ketika kita mau order, like mau orang ngelakuin sesuatu untuk kita. Sometimes imperative sounds so not good, but actually if we use a nice way, like using please after the imperative. Tapi kalau misalnya kita pakai please, jadi kedengarannya lebih sopan. But yeah, that's about imperative, kalimat perintah. Now, had better. What is had better? I'm sorry. So, first of all, there's a rule for using had better. Biasanya sih had better itu to give an advice, menyatakan, like memberi nasihat atau suggestion atau usulan or something like that. Like here, you had better call to check your flight. You had better. Mendingan kamu telepon dulu dong supaya periksa penerbangan kamu kapan. And then you had better remember your passport. Sometimes there's a nice way or there's a not really nice way when given an advice. Kalau yang pertama itu you had better to call. Itu contoh kalimat itu, as we can see, there's a given an advice. But you had better remember your passport. It's different. Kayak gini loh. Jangan bilang kamu lupa paspor kamu. See the difference. The first one is, yang satunya itu, coba kamu cek dulu deh itunya penerbangannya. And then the other one is, jangan bilang kamu lupa paspor kamu. You see? It's more like challenging. Jadi itu lebih kayak nantang gitu. Okay? The next one, this is more. You had better fly. It will be best for you to fly, or I advise you to fly. Itu yang pertama tadi. And then you had better take exam. I advise you to take exam. They had better practice hard. I advise them to practice hard. So I think that's all what we got. Thank you so much for listening. This is the references about literary devices, your dictionary, vocabulary, dialogue stuff. If you guys want to know more about our, jadi kalau mau lebih tahu lagi, you can go to this website, bisa lihat websitenya, baca-baca di situ, and then you got more understanding what we're going to say. So I think that's all. If you guys have any question, if you guys not, so yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me. See you next week. Bye bye.